to be laid by Ashanti Council is being led by Nana Adanse Hene. Yes, Abrafo, Enidium, Tuono, Enyai, yes, Enidiemwa.
No, yes, Ramo, Anabia, Yanitu, Obio to Tobia, Yai, you're now sorry, and now sorry, New Year, Obia, Yatu.
Kunidu Yadam III nears conclusion ahead of the burial later this evening will be live in Kumasi with updates. Also coming up, Teachers and Educational Workers Union TEWU of the TUC to begin a strike from tomorrow over conditions of service. And later on Eyewitness News, stop Galamsey now before it destroys Ghana. The words and advice from Ambassador Nyaho Tamaklo. Stay with Eyewitness News for that and other stories, including business news, which comes up in the next 15 minutes. Ejubi has the headlines.
Bank of Ghana confident monetary policy path remains firmly on course to sustaining economic gains.
If you want to know how to listen to Eyewitness News, let me give you a list of stations that bring you this broadcast across Ghana. In Takrady, we are on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM. In Sunyani, we are on Greener 95.9 FM. In Nkawie, we are on Adjempa 99.9 FM. We are in Hohwe on Heritage 107.3 FM. In Sogakopa, we are on Freedom 88.1 FM. In Saboba, we are on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM. In Garu, we are on Quality 88.7 FM. In Nalerugu, we are on Nobia 98.1 FM. We are also live around the globe on citinewsroom.com and on YouTube as well as Facebook. Just look for Citi FM and follow the discussion. If you want to contribute to the show, please send your WhatsApp messages to 0549 986-996-0549 986-996. You can also go on Twitter, now known as X, and drop your messages using the hashtag Eyewitness News. Eyewitness News is effectively airborne with Umaru Sandamadu and Ijubi Wiafe Akintin. We start off with the Ashanti Hima, who is to be laid to rest tonight after a funeral service was held for her in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, with the Otumfuo himself presiding. Our bureau chief for the Middle Belt is Hafiz Tijani, and he's in Kumasi joining us. You're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hafiz, yesterday we talked about the funeral today and the announcements and plans that were put in place. You have been observing the funeral all day long. What's your assessment?
Well, if you speak about assessment, I would start from the organization of the funeral in terms of the security beef up, the coordination, in terms of getting people through the major streets to the Mencha Palace. I would mark that as superb or describe that as superb because the organization has been done very well. So not all vehicles are allowed to come close to meters to the Mencha Palace or the event ground. Only the vehicles of the major dignitary, we talk of the president and other members of the diplomatic corps and also the former presidents go for. But if you talk about the chiefs who are also coming, some of them would have to alight at the various terminals that have been designated with buses that would bring people or transport people from those destinations to the Mencha Palace, to the main event ground. So parking slots or parking lots have been allocated or designated for the vehicles who will be there so that the event ground or the Mencha Palace will not get choked. So that was done. And when you look at the security arrangement, it was very strict. So people who are coming in can come in into the foyer of the Mencha Palace. But with the event ground, that's the top grim, no one is supposed to enter the inner perimeter that has been barricaded. They are not supposed to come if you don't have accreditation. Even with the accreditation, there are limited movements, or in terms of the movement, there are restrictions. So we have the all-access accreditation cards for media. We have also media accreditation, just normal media accreditation. We have also one for the VIP. So those with the VIP can go close to the Otumfuo in terms of getting access, and those with the all access can also go through the days where the podium is, where the dignitaries are, but they cannot go beyond the barricade that have been erected. So, Sandra, what is happening now is that the body of the late Ashanti Hima is being lifted now. All the services have come to an end, and the body is being lifted now, and which will start the journey from the Mencha Palace to the Bantama Royal Mausoleum. That is the Bemu, as it is called in the Ashanti language or in the Ashanti Kingdom, and that procession is going to continue. So there will be a brief traditional rite at that place, and the procession is going to continue through to the Breman Royal Mausoleum, where the final burial will be done, where the late Ashanti Hima will be finally laid to rest. So the body has been lifted and is being taken through with very strict warning or caution for people who want to use their phones, for that matter, who are not part of the media team accredited to cover this event. They are not supposed to even go close because the security is very tight. We have military officers, we have police officers, we have members of, so you heard you are hearing the sound of the musketry being fired by the executioners, who are the local police of the Ashanti Kingdom. So these executioners have a work to do tonight. So I'm just trying to paint a picture for our listeners who are with us on radio and cannot see the pictures here. So the scenes here quite colorful, and the casket that has the body of the late Asante Hima is designed very colorfully with some Ashanti symbols, and it is being taken to back to the Mensa Palace, and the ride will continue from there. Then this evening the procession is going to start. So I was talking about the kind of arrangement that was done or that have been done for this program. So since morning we've seen the arrival of dignitaries. Former President Kufuor was here. Former President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo was here with his Vice President, that is the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Then we saw the arrival of John Dramani Mahama, the current president or the sitting president, with the chief.
We are losing Hafiz, so I think we have lost him, but we'll continue when we get him back on the line. Okay.
Don Kojo Alan Tramantin of the Movement for Change. He also joined. We also had members of parliament, minority leader Alexander Apenyo-Markin. Some members of parliament also joined in. So all of them went through to the Otupo to exchange some words with him as part of the sympathies they are extending to him following the death of the Asante Hima. So currently, Sanda, so the first session was done. Then the Asante Hine had to rise. So he rose and then went into the palace. Then some rites were done. Then the body of the late Asante Hima was brought out and was laid in state. Then it was proceeded by the burial service that was officiated by the various clergymen who were invited here. So we had also the members or the leadership of the Savior Church of Ghana. That was the church the late Queen Mother attended. So they also had to come here to do their version of the burial service. Then we saw the laying of wreaths, which was done by the president, members of the Asante Council. The Asante Hine Otupo also laid a wreath, but that was done by the Drabin Hine, the paramount chief of Drabin, who did that on behalf of the Asante Hine. Then we saw the reading of tributes. The Asante Hine hate tribute was read by business magnate Sam Jonah, and the wife of the Asante Hine also had tributes read for her. President John Dramani Mahamad's tribute was read by the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakoyene, all of them describing the late Nana Kuredu Yadom as a woman who was full of wisdom, who supported the Asante Hine, who also contributed her quota to the enhancement of education and health, and also giving her wise counseling to the Asante Hine, describing her as a pillar who supported the Asante Kingdom and the groups of the culture in the Ashanti region. So currently, the service is almost coming to an end. The Asante Hine is expected to rise, as well as the dignitaries, including President John Dramani Mahama, who have come here to attend the program. So the third session of the event, which is expected to be, let me put it for lack of better words, which is expected to be a very strict traditional process, which no one is expected to come out in the night, because we'll be doing that at your own risk. So even that will be enforced at some of the areas that the procession will be taking place. So from the Benchia Palace, they are going to go through the Dr. Mensah area for people who know Kumasi very well. Go through the Dr. Mensah area, then to the Cultural Center area, the Kumasi Zoo area, then to the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital area, where you have the Royal Mausoleum, also called Bemu, at Pantima, within the Pantima area. Then from there, when all the rites are done, then the procession is going to continue. So this is going to be led by the executioners, who are the traditional police, and for them, no one is expected to be out because the directive has been given, and everyone is supposed to comply with the directives that have been given to the inhabitants of the region. So we know the directive was for day and night. So the day's activity has come to an end. The compliance was very high in terms of going through the Edum, the Central Business District, which is usually busy, the Kumasi Central Market, the KJTR Market. You not even find people there from morning to this time, except that people who were coming to observe the burial ceremony or the burial rites here of the late Asante Himadi ceremony or the event here at the Mensah Palace. So the 9th journey is going to start by 8 p.m. we are told, and the security also will also be assisting in terms of ensuring that there is order. So far, that is what has happened at the Mensah Palace, and we are the event is almost coming to an end. Then everyone is expected to go back to their various homes. Then the 9th journey, the procession, can start to give the late Queen Mother a fitting burial. Sanda.
Now, Hafiz, so we've seen that the remains has been put in the hearse. The hearse is moving slowly out of the crowd, accompanied by, I'm not sure how to describe them, looks like some fans that have been put around the coffin all afternoon during the funeral. And I'm watching the pictures here on Channel 1 TV. And for those who are listening, you may just tune into Channel 1 TV yourself and listen. I see behind and also by the side of the hearse people who were dressed. I believe they will be from one of our services or forces, either the Ghana Armed Forces, I presume they are from, who appear to be guiding the hearse. I'm not sure. I cannot really confirm that the case is. But I've also seen military men in the crowd trying to maintain order and discipline among the crowd. Now, this hearse that is moving out Hafiz, is it going straight to the Bantama area, or there's some more rituals that have to be performed before the final procession, which people have been warned to stay away from, would be beginning? Or the procession that has been talked about is what has effectively started now?
No, it is not. It is not the procession that has started. So the body, we understand, is being taken back to the Ashanti Palace. So there are also people who also serve in the Ashanti Palace. So if you come to the Ashanti Palace, you have the linguist and you have the abrafo. That is or those are the executioners. The local traditional police. So when you go to the Asante Palace, you have the same chain, or maybe the same value chain, if I should put it, or the same hierarchy of what you see in the Asante Palace, in there at the Asante Palace. So these people are also stationed there. So the body is being taken back to the Asante Palace. Then when night falls, then the procession will start. But it is not that the head is starting the procession now. So what we are seeing now, President John Dramani Mahama is going to exchange pleasantries with the the Asante Hene, then he takes his leave before the president also goes ahead to leave this place before the Asante Hene also rises. So the president currently is heading towards where the Asante Hene is. So the Asante Hene is also going to rise, and when the Asante Hene is rising, every chief is supposed to, all the paramount chiefs and their sub-chiefs are supposed to remain seated. So the Asante Hene who will be riding in the palanquin will be taken round to all the chiefs, then he will exchange some pleasantries to him while riding on the palanquin. Then the Asante Hene leaves the ground, then all the chiefs can also follow suit and also take their subjects back to their various destinations or the traditional areas. So the ninth journey is going to really start, and we are told by some of the historians at the Mensa Palace that it is not just the movement of the body to the various mausoleums, but when they go there, they will have to perform some rites, and it's strictly by the royal people or people from the royal family and those people who are supposed to be part of this tradition, who are supposed to take part in this tradition, and that can even take to midnight or even the following 15 night, we are told. So it's not just that the procession is going to start now. It's going to take when it's going to start when the night really falls, when people are not even within town.
And Hafiz, I'm also watching from the screens here. As I watch now, I see the President John Dramani Mahama in a conversation with the Otumfuo Osetutu, who is still seated. The President stooping slightly over him as they exchange words. Also shake hands. I saw a similar thing when former President Akufo-Addo also went to speak to the Otumfuo. Now, is it the case that President Mahama is the last person to come and speak to him? Because what I've noticed again from the other side of the screen, so we have multiple screens from various places. So the coffin has been taken out of the hearse now, and it's being carried aloft on shoulders, I believe, into the palace of the Asante Hima, which is different from where you are. So you were saying that tonight, apart from the Menshia Palace where we know that the Otumfuo is, we have another palace, or the Asante Hima's palace is within the Menshia Palace where this coffin has been taken to before the procession towards Bantama later tonight.
Well, just a stone throw. It's just a stone throw from the Asante Hima's palace. So, there's a gate that actually borders the Asante Hima's palace and the Asante Hima's palace. So you just walk into the Asante Hima's palace from the Asante Hima's palace. So that is where the Asante Hima's passes when he is going to the Asante Hima's palace. But there's a main entrance going into the Asante Hima's palace and another entrance going into the Asante Hima's palace.
From the side here, I see that they're still carrying the coffin towards the palace. Meanwhile, from your side, the president has finished engaging with Otumfuo, and I mean President Mahama, and he and his entourage appear to be moving out of the funeral grounds. What happens next?
Okay, so what happened next is that the Otumfuo is going to rise now. So the palanquin has been taken there, and he's expected to ride in the palanquin. And all the chiefs, the paramount chiefs, with their sub-chiefs and their subjects who have come from various paramount chiefs and various traditional areas, are supposed to remain seated. They are expected to remain seated until the Asante Hene leaves. So as soon as the Asante Hene exchanges pleasantries Asante Hene has not come to your side to exchange any pleasantry with you, you cannot rise because you have to remain seated until the Asante Hene leaves the area where the event is being held before you can leave. So the Asante Hene is rising now. So, okay, I'm not sure he's going to ride in the palanquin. He's going to walk, so he's rising currently from where he was seated. And you can see the business is still firing the marketry. The Asante is still exchanging pleasantries with some of the chiefs. Some of the divisions who have come here to also take part in this event today. So you see the Asante in there exchanging some conversation or having some conversation with some of the chiefs and members of the royal family. So the Asante is not going to ride the palanquin. He is walking towards the areas where the chiefs are seated amidst drumming, amidst the firing of muskets of different sounds, and this firing of muskets, I would say, for lack of better words, and it's rising or it's raising the blood pressure of some people here because it's so fearful and how they fight so easily. But the sound just reverberates the ear and trembles the heart.
Yes, indeed. I can imagine what you have been hearing all day, considering how loud and banging those sounds are. So the Asante Hene, like you said, so he rode the palanquin into the funeral grounds. He appears to be moving around now, and he's greeting some of his sub-chiefs, divisional chiefs, as he's doing so. On the other side, we have seen that they have moved the coffin into the palace of the Asante Hema. The president would have left by now. What is happening next is that the Asante Hene is retreating, is he not? And it is at this stage that everybody is expected to also go back to their homes and stay locked down. Is it not?
Yes, so even after 4 p.m., a lot of people have started leaving because there are no cars in town. So if you don't come with your own means, you are likely to stay behind. So for people who are making this proactive arrangement for themselves, they have to leave while the day is still bright so that the darkness will not catch up with them. So many people started to leave here at the Mensha Palace around 4. I saw some people leaving when I went out to gauge the atmosphere outside of the event ground. People were already leaving. So for many who are staying, some of them came in with passes. So they are traveling with their chiefs that they came in with throughout or at the various paramount seats and at the various traditional areas. So that is the process now. So when the Asante Hene leaves here, everyone is supposed to also leave the Mensha Palace. Then they can also go back to their various homes.
Hafiz, let's talk now about people who graced the occasion today. What are some of the notable names? So you've mentioned that President John Dramani Mahama, of course, was there. Former President Akufo-Addo and John Kufuor were there. Former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was there. On the traditional side of things, who else or which are the notable chiefs or divisional chiefs who graced the occasion, and also who are some of the other politicians who were there today?
Okay, so if we talk about some of the chiefs, the renowned chiefs within the Ashanti region, you have the Draben Mahine, who was the chairman of the Council of State. He was here, and he also took part in the activities. You had the Bant Mahine, who, of course, is one of the big chiefs when you come to the Ashanti region. and then you have the Mapohima, you have the other Queen Mothers, talk of the new DBRC, talk of the Manson Quanta Queen Mother. So we have this from the Hapu regions, the Hapu Kenya areas, the Western North areas, and the Ashanti has its jurisdiction in parts of these regions. So the Puno areas, the Puno region, the Hapu region, as well as the Western North region. So you have most of the paramount chiefs from that area coming from or coming in to represent their people here, or also to participate in this event. And when you talk about the other politicians, I have seen the minority leader, Alexander Apanyomakin. I've also seen some members of parliament, the member of parliament. Okay, so the Ashanti finally is in the palanquin, he's riding the palanquin. So he's exchanging pleasantries with his subjects who are hailing him, and they are happy, singing some praises on him amidst the drumming and singing. And let me just get close to give listeners a feel of what I'm talking about.
Hafiz, can you hear me? Hello, Hafiz, can you hear me? Hafiz Tijani, can you hear me? We're having difficulties hearing Hafiz. He wanted us to hear some of the appellations that were being given to...
is moving through the crowd, just exchanging some pleasantries with the chiefs that have remained seated. So Tanda, I was talking about some of the known faces that were coming here. I've also seen the former chairman of the MPP, Paul Apoko, and a former chief of staff, Kojon Kenny, who came here. I've also seen Alan Tremantin of the Movement for Change, other dignitaries and members of the diplomatic corps. We had representatives from Nigeria. We have representatives from Tunisia. We had representatives also from Eswatini. And, recently we had the king of Eswatini visiting the Ashanti Kingdom. So he had to also send a delegation to represent him as the trustee of the late Ashanti Masanda.
Thank you so much, Hafiz. And I believe that this is the time that you also and your crew have to start preparing to head out so that you are not beheaded. I mean, literally speaking, and pun not intended.
Exactly.
Please be safe and run as fast as your legs can carry you and go home, because there aren't any vehicles around. Last night, so that's Hafiz Tijani. He's our bureau chief for the Middle Belt. He was speaking to us there about the final funeral rites of the late Asante Hima, who is going to be laid to rest tonight, and that would be happening privately, and all citizens of the country, and indeed all persons in Kumasi, are being told to stay away from the streets or any of the areas where the procession would be passing towards the place where she would finally be laid to rest. The Otumfo has risen, retreating to the palace. The coffin bearing or carrying the remains of the Asante Hema has also been taken to her palace. The procession should be starting soon. People who are gathered at the square where the funeral happened would be dispersing and returning to their homes. Like the mayor of Kumasi said to me on Eyewitness News last night, it's traditional authority, and it's a demand of the traditional authority everybody must obey. And he has said that his home is just some 2 minutes from the funeral grounds, and I'm picturing him now in his vehicle making a dash for his house, because that's what he said he's going to do. And he's entreated everybody in the town to stay away and respect the authority. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We have other stories from the Citi newsroom, which we'll be sharing with you after this break.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Like a fiesta when I saw you. I'm all wrapped up. And all I think about is my baby. I get classic, I get golden, I get strawberry, also fruity. Of course, all not to take me longer. Skin to skin, no. All I need is my extra thing. Don't so day, so go for the glow up. And keep the vibe 100 with more party packs. Fiesta, wrap it up.
Wrap it up with Fiesta condoms. Comes in 9 different variants to spice up your game. Available in any pharmacy near you.
Prevents STIs and unintended pregnancy when used correctly.
This advert is FDA approved.
Wrap it up. Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
The winning season is back, but this time I am collecting the wins like jollof at a wedding. The luckiest season 3 is here. Your chance to flip your luck or maybe your bank account too.
2 easy ways to join. Dial *712#. Hit 1 to buy for you or 2 to gift a friend. Feeling lucky? Pick 1 for a random number or hit 2 to choose your own. Pay with mobile money. Done. You're in.
Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, click community tickets, choose your number or let the system do so for you. You can buy a ticket for your boo or your favorite barber. Pay with Momo or card if you're abroad.
1 ticket could turn your 1 Ghana Cedi into 500 times more, and the whole community could win 10 times over.
Dial *712# or log on.
Let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509-551-609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go to the labor front now. And yesterday we spoke to railway workers who said they were going to embark on a strike and also a demonstration over salary arrears. Now, tonight we've seen a letter from the Teachers and Educational Workers Union of TUC, TEU, and the title is Strike Declaration Effective Friday, 19th September 2025. That should actually be tomorrow. The General Secretary of TEU is King James Azotiba, and he's joined us on the line. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening to you and your listeners nationwide.
Good evening to you and your members nationwide. The strike starts tomorrow. This declaration of is this a notice to the public, or is a notice to your employers, or a notice to National Labour Commission? What is this about?
Oh, this is actually was meant to be notice to the public, because we had already notified the National Labour Commission. We had notified our employer agents, and then we, since almost 2 weeks ago, And today, we are just sending the formal notification for us to begin the strike. That will be officially be declared tomorrow. So tomorrow, my members are supposed to come to work and wait for me to do the declaration, and they go home.
I see. So you'd converge at where and make the announcement that the strike is effective, and then people will go home and sleep?
In the regions, all the regional secretariats are alerted, and members will convene there. I will be doing the national declaration at the hall of TUC conference room in the second floor. By 10 o'clock, you are invited, your crew, and then we'll do the official declaration there for an indefinite strike, and then everybody goes home.
When you say Teachers and Educational Workers Union, this is neither NAGRAT nor NAT. NAT being teachers mostly at the basic school level, NAGRAT being teachers mostly at the senior high school level. And then we have UTAG teachers at the university level. Who are you?
The Teachers and Educational Workers Union is the oldest teacher union in this country since 1958. And the NAT, NAGRAT, and Pre-Tertiary Workers Union, they are in the Ghana Education Teacher Union. So in the Ghana Education Service, we have 4 teacher unions. They are in charge of the teaching professionals, and I am in charge of the education support personnel, or what we call the non-teaching personnel, the administrators, accountants, procurement officers, drivers, security, matrons, etc. Then in the public universities, we handle all my members cut across from those non-teaching academic, non-academic staff, and then the senior staff, we have senior members. And so my members come from the junior to the senior staff down to the junior level, the public university. When the museums and minimums board, almost everybody there is my member except the management personnel. The library authority, everybody is my member except the top management personnel.
How did we get here? What are the issues, the sticking points that have led you to this position?
Wonderful, and a very beautiful question. How did we get here? How did we get here? This is the painful part of it. We know with this thing, it will interest you to know that the conditions of service is the document that contains the terms of work, the disciplinary action, promotions and progressions, allowances, terminal benefits payments, and the rest. And per the Labor Act, every year we are supposed to review the conditions of service. But for purpose of convenience, almost all the trade union bodies have adopted a 2-year term for our conditions of service to be reviewed. In the case of the public tertiary universities and technical universities, their conditions of service expired since 2018. We've been negotiating now. We got a new government under the MPP. We negotiated for 8 years, and last November we went on indefinite strike like this one, and we were called back by the Labour Commission. They gave us January 24th to negotiate a new condition of service and conclude a report to the National Labour Commission. January, because there was a new government, we all understood. So we waited. They took a date for March 24th. March 24th, they were still vetting the ministers. So we were considerate. We allowed them. We took a new date, June 24th. June 24th, they said we're doing a budget. The budget, they have to review it. We allowed. We took a date for that by 28th of August, in June, by 28th of August 2025, we should conclude. My brother, we had 2 meetings. For the Ghana Education Service, we had a meeting on the rules of engagement in 2024. No mandate to produce, continue further to negotiate and conclude. On July 15th, the call for the rules of engagement. Technical universities, public and technical universities, and we sign the rules of engagement. The fair wages and salaries of chief executive and our director general do not have mandate from finance for us to proceed with the negotiations. And so we've been waiting. And the painful and discriminatory part of this issue is that my members in the Ghana Education Service, teachers and non-teachers are about 400,000 workers, the largest single employer in the public sector. The teachers constitute about 350,000 members. All they have signed their condition of service since January 2024. The condition of service that we are fighting is effective January 2024 to December 2025. They find for them that in my members, which are about 45,000 or 50,000 members in the Ghana Education Service, they are not signing for it. When you come to the public universities and technical universities, they sign that of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAC. They sign that of the senior staff. And for the S in the KU, they are refusing to sit with us. We feel this is very, very discriminatory. Hello?
Could it be the case? Yes, I can hear you. You've been on okay. All this. Could it be the case that they don't consider you as essential, and that is why they appear not to be bothered? Because for a whole government to have been in place for 8 years, your issues have not been dealt with, and now there's a new government. It would seem as though nobody's bothered about you, with all due respect.
Yes, you can be right.
But if they are not bothered, it's because possibly the office, the services you render are not as essential, and so they can do without you, don't you think?
Oh, that is what we want to go to the market tomorrow with, and we shall see. For it will interest you to know the UNESCO definition of a teacher is anybody in the circle of the educational delivery system. Anybody who contributes in the circle of education delivery system. And we are the cleaners, we are the security that ensure the safety of the students and the teachers. We clean the compound. We are the administrators that admit, that keep the secretariat staff that record the examination results of the students. We are the kitchen staff that feed the students breakfast, lunch, and supper. And so if anybody there is, we shall see whether the schools can operate. And when you come to the universities, let us not wait for one day and see whether anybody can go to the hostels and see how that place will be smelling and see whether they can go and clean the place.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. We'll come tomorrow to watch your declaration and wish you all the best.
Thank you. I'm very grateful.
So that's the General Secretary of the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, King James Azotiba. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi. Let's talk about Galamsey now. The President has made his position clear on the issue of state of emergency. A lot of organizations, unions, associations, and persons in the space are asking for a state of emergency on Galamsey. One person who spoke recently on this issue of Galamsey is former ambassador, founding member of the New Patriotic Party, football administrator, my own uncle, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. He's joined us on the line. Numo, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much.
I have seen publications around attributed to you in relation to Galamsey. You are suggesting that we are not getting things right as a country in the fight against this illegal mining. We saw a president over the past 8 years who said he had put his presidency on the line. That's the highest commitment you can have. Now we have a new president who says the system that he has rolled out shows that we are going to win the fight, and that alternative means are being provided for people in the space. The issue of state of emergency, though, he does not think we have gotten to that junction yet. All these, you think that we are not fighting it properly, are you?
Yeah, certainly, I don't think where we are now, we should take things for a joke. What is most disturbing at the moment is that it appears as if, even though government has come out openly to say they are working on it, people are still going ahead with their unsaid work. And what is most disturbing to me is that the effect of the destruction of our river bodies, our vegetation, and even the food that we eat becoming clearer and clearer each day. Now, we have a high increase at the moment in organs that normally, though we have problems with them, they are not as high as they are now.
Doc, I'm struggling hearing you. I don't know if you're using a hands-free device, but I would be grateful if you can try and do something about it. You're not as audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better. Thank you.
Your institutional level. Yeah. And as I'm saying, to me, if we are not careful, very soon we shall get to a place of no return. And that is my main concern. I mean, the signals are there. You can see it. You look at the rivers now. Recently, I think Ghana water system said they are unable to sort of purify the water for people in I think parts of the western region. I mean, these are serious signals, and if you let us sit up. And, to be frank with you, I don't believe the way things should be done is the way we are doing it now.
Does the buck stops with the president? What's the one thing that President John Dramani Mahama ought to do, considering that this is a legacy term for him?
Look, to me, the only way to stop this particular menace is to declare a state of emergency in those areas that this galamsey is taking place.
You've heard his response. He said that doesn't look like the time is ripe.
Well, what time then are we waiting for? That's the question we should ask ourselves. When things are going bad, when we have a lot of deformities in births now, when we have series of kidney issues. I mean, you see, I really don't know, but it appears I had a very open discussion with this gentleman who started the whole thing from Joy TV, Joy News. I invited him to Accra. I have a very extensive discussion with him.
You mean Erastus? Erastus, sorry, don't go.
Exactly, Erastus. You can ask him. What is going on is nothing to joke about with at all. Very, very serious. Now, we have started seeing what we call specimens in even our staple food, yam, cocoyam, and other things. This should alarm us. I really don't know when government is going to declare state of emergency. That is the only solution I can assure you. Any other solution can never solve this problem because our people are stubborn. And when people are stubborn, then of course you have to take measures that will let the situation either is calm or is totally changed. People are stubborn.
The president, through his ministers, they're doing okay. So they have done the water guards, the blue water guards. They say that's one of the measures. They say they have reclaimed 9 forests from galamseyers and that they are on course. You don't trust this course, do you?
Well, look, if you have reclaimed land, and we see day in and day out on television, excavators in the various mining areas, what exactly is happening then? We see rivers still polluted to the extent that I don't think it's even safe for animals, because animals drinking the water naturally, they ingest in also these various chemicals and metals. So what exactly is happening? This thing must be stopped. I believe strongly the only way to stop is to declare a war on it. And those who think it is only through galamsey that they can survive, we let them know that they are destroying the nation. This nation will be wiped off the planet very soon.
It feels sad. We pray that things get well before they get bad. I mean, they shouldn't even get bad at all. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Doc.
You are welcome. Thank you, too.
That's Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, former ambassador to Serbia. He's football administrator, he's a politician, a statesman. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Ejubi, I was going to ask you if you remember when you entered secondary school, but I think it's just a few years ago, so I'm not even going to ask you. Some people are preparing to go to secondary school.
Yes, they are.
Tell us that story.
Well, over 480,000 candidates who sat for the Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE, have been placed into senior high schools, while about 106,000 others are yet to be placed. The figures were disclosed during the official announcement of the opening of the computerized school selection and placement system portal. Deputy Education Minister Dr. Clement Park is encouraging students who were not placed to make use of the self-placement portal to secure schools of their choice.
On April 27, 2025, we engaged the press to share the activities leading to the release of the placement of BECE candidates in the senior high school, senior high technical schools, and TVETs across the country, and indicated that the placement would go live on the 17th of September 2025, which is yesterday. I am happy to announce that the placements were released yesterday, the 17th of September at 8 p.m. and subsequently we informed all district and regional directors. Out of the total number of 590,309 candidates qualified for placements into senior high schools, senior high technical schools, and technical and vocational institutions across the country, this has been successful.
The Education Ministry says solution centers will also be available to assist students experiencing challenges with the placement process.
Resolution centers have been set up at the district, regional, and national levels, i.e. GES, TVET district regional offices, with the NAT Hall in Accra being the National Resolution Center. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to strongly reiterate that placement is free. Again, placement is free. The Ministry of Education and the Minister cautions all parents and guardians against paying money to any individual, be it a ministry official or a third party, for placement. Anyone soliciting payment in exchange for placement must be immediately reported to the nearest police station or to the office of the special prosecutor.
You heard the Deputy Education Minister, Dr. Clement Park.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
and I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community could win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Oh, jump on now. Go, go. Ah, go me. Now what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to superfast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.ga or your My MTN app to sign up today. Everywhere you go.
The Citi Business Olympics is back. It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy.
Everything, be it football, be it basketball, be it Scrabble, be it Excel, we are there. Arm wrestling, we are there.
Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action.
We know we've gone on a recess, but we are back. You will
Date,
feel it.
Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558-973-973 to register your company today.
The experience so far has been very great. We are glad to have participated.
Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. The Citi Business Olympics 2025 is powered by Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Side Hustle. And it's proudly sponsored by UMB Bank and supported by Bethel Logistics and Dampon Healthcare.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s, you lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ejibi Wiafe Akentin. Let's settle for the details. Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama says the country's monetary policy path remains firmly on track. Speaking at the 126th Monetary Policy Committee press briefing, he pointed to improved foreign reserves, tighter forex market regulations, and stable economic data as signs that policy decisions are yielding results.
Look at the data over the last 7 years. Don't just look at, the last 7 months and then, you go into a frenzy. Look at the data over the last 7 years. You could see clearly that even if you look at it over the past 1 year, the trend is upward. So if you see a little blip, it doesn't mean things are getting out of hand. The trend is still upward. And as I've mentioned, we are entering the cocoa season. Gold is picking up, remittances, because of the forex measures, the measures that we have announced, we are beginning to see a return of those inflows. So yes, we'll build up our reserves. Remittances will come back in. Interbank trading will resume. If you look at the last part of my statement, I spoke about the other measure where we revised the net open position limits for banks. That measure, for example, is meant to support greater levels of interbank market trading.
Dr. Johnson Esiama is governor of the Bank of Ghana. The 2025 monthly pension league table from the Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) reveals a sharp income gap among retirees. The highest earning pensioner now takes home over 200,000 cedis a month, while the lowest paid receives just 514 cedis, which is a stark contrast over sustainability in retirement income. This report has more details.
The difference is staggering. The top pension payout is nearly 392 times larger than the smallest, and while the disparity in absolute terms is glaring, the latest indexation reveals another contrast. Low-income pensioners enjoyed increases of more than 25% compared to just about 8% for those at the top. For instance, the highest pension moved from 186,000 cedis in December 2024 to 201,000 cedis in January 2025, while the lowest grew from 409 cedis to 514 cedis. The published tables list the 10 highest and 10 lowest pension earners under both Act 766 and PNDC Law 247, with the top tier ranging between 58,000 cedis and 201,000 cedis, and the bottom bracket spanning between 514 cedis and 669 cedis. These figures not only highlight how pensions mirror contributors' pre-retirement earnings, but also shaping the debate over income inequality, sustainability, and the adequacy of benefits in shielding retirees from rising living costs.
Emmanuel Pong with that Business Desk report. Now, the Ghana Chamber of Shipping is warning that the limited participation of locals in the shipping and logistics value chain could undermine the long-term growth of the maritime industry. President of the Chamber, Stanley Aholu, says while foreign investment remains crucial, involvement of Ghanaian businesses is needed to retain revenue and drive sustainable expansion. He was speaking at a stakeholder forum in Tema.
We can make progress and we can improve local participation. By the way, foreign participation is not by any stretch of the imagination a bad thing. They are investors. They invest in money in your country. In fact, long-haul shipping is everywhere else dominated by the major shipping lines. So that's not strange. But the value chain, the shipping value chain or the logistics value chain from the port into the hinterland, and that value chain, we could do better with getting our people to, compete. In order for them to compete, then there must be some incentives for them to do so, because they are competing with multinationals. Multinationals bring capital from their countries, and those capital and that kind of capital is competitively priced.
Stanley Aholu is president of the Ghana Chamber of Shipping. Government is taking urgent steps to restructure Ghana's education curriculum to make it more industry-focused. Minister for Jobs, Labour and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pelpo, says the shift is needed to encourage innovation and practical skills among the youth. He was speaking at the annual National Precision Quality Conference organized by the Design and Technology Institute.
We have it in our mind as a government to make sure the reset agenda is not just about resetting the working Ghanaian, but also to reset the yet to grow to become a working Ghanaian. And resetting is not just a talk, it is an action, and the action must start from changing our attitude in education, in the training we give to our young people, in developing the TVET into much more complex and sophisticated instruments that can respond to the challenges of development in the world and in Ghana in particular. Because more and more technology is changing. The work elements are beginning to redefine themselves. And so it's important that we create the needed human resource that can respond to the demands of work today.
Minister for Jobs, Labour and Employment, Dr. Rashid Pelpo. Founder and president of the Design and Technology Institute, Constance Elizabeth Swanica, called for government policies to outlast political cycles to ensure sustained support for initiatives.
Partisan politics should not hold the hostage of our future. Our youth deserve consistent, frequent policy changes driven by political cycles, waste opportunities and resources. Human capital must become a bipartisan national goal that lasts beyond elections. Silence is not being neutral. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. In silence is betrayal. And so ignoring youth unemployment, gender equality, or skill gap is an active betrayal of the next generation. Every stakeholder must speak up, advocate, and act.
That was the founder and president of the Design and Technology Institute, Constance Elizabeth Swanica. And that's it for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ijubi Wiafe Akente. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Your family's health should never be a worry, no matter where you are in the world. Are you a Ghanaian in the diaspora, a foreign resident in Ghana, or a Ghanaian looking for the perfect health insurance plan for yourself or your family in Ghana? Then the Apex Ebusiapa health cover is what you need. A comprehensive health insurance plan to protect your loved ones. From hospital stays to life-saving treatments, we ensure quality healthcare at an affordable cost. Apex Ebusiapa health cover. You don't just send love home, you secure it. Visit Apex Health Insurance at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shashi East Legon, or call 0540-128-256 or 0501-683912. Apex Ebusiapa Health Plan. Global love, local care.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. better. And what they boss my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
We're trendy and youthful. We're UBA. We're here to make your life better, stress-free and easy. We go the extra mile, beyond your expectations. We will get it done and get it done very well now. UBA, best loans and more. UBA, best customer satisfaction. UBA, best digital solutions. UBA, Africa's global bank.
For best retail products, innovative offerings, loans made just for you, attractive interest rates, trading across Africa or sending money. If you want the best digital banking products, including chatting with you on WhatsApp and Facebook, turn to UBA, Africa's global bank.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244 644048. I repeat, or call 0244 644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Hello and welcome to Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions. On Point Blank tonight, we bring you a speech delivered by the President, John Dramani Mahama, at the 2025 Democracy Dialogue, which was held at the Accra International Conference Center. The President spoke on the theme, Why Democracies Die. It's insightful. You want to listen in. Please stay tuned in.
I'll just say a few preliminary words about the subject, and then after that I'll read a very short speech that I've been given. As a student of history, I always like to go back into the past. And we've had various stages of the development of our democracy. And every stage is important because we have to take lessons learned in order that we come out better. And so the first stage was the liberation of the African continent, of which Ghana played a very significant role. Yeah, Ghanaians, you can clap for that. And actually became the launch pad of the African liberation movement. As young children, we knew that Kaunda, Mugabe, and all of them lived in Ghana and held Ghanaian passports diplomatic passports to prevent them from being harassed or arrested. And so there was the excitement that if we came under self-rule and we governed ourselves, prosperity will naturally come. Unfortunately, Ghana again, the pioneer in most things, quickly dispatched our first president in a coup, and then our Nigerian cousins also followed, and all the other countries followed. And our countries went under military rule. It's been a rotating window of military governments return to constitutional democracy, military governments return to constitutional democracy. And in Ghana's case, of course, we had the NLC, the National Liberation Council, and then we had a Progressive Party government, UP government under Dr. Buzia. Then, of course, the National Redemption Council, the Supreme Military Council, then to the Third Republic under the PNP, Dr. Liman. Then came the June 4, and back to democracy, and then 31st December. After a long period under military rule, we came to a consensus, and it was like the Arab Spring for Africa, where we decided that we had had enough of military dictatorship, and that the people will be better served by democratic and constitutional governance. And so one by one, African countries began to pivot back to constitutional rule and democratic governance. But the thing is, democratic governance guarantees the rights and freedoms of the people, which is true, but in themselves will not bring opportunity and economic prosperity unless you abide by certain principles. And so Ghana went back to constitutional democracy in 1992. There was a lot of excitement about it. President Rawlings became the first civilian president of Ghana, followed by President Kufuor. And since then, it's been a revolving door of NDC at one time for 8 years, MPP 2 comes for 8 years. But for those who attended my inauguration, if you were not on the Black Star Square and we had locked you in a room and you could hear the announcement of the acknowledgement of the presidents who were coming up to greet me, you'd have noticed that the loudest applause was for the countries that have overthrown democracy and are under military dictatorship. That should give us a pause for thought. That should make us think. And that should make us ask ourselves questions about why democracies die. And that's why the topic of today is relevant. What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy? Democracy will not survive by itself if we don't work for it. And like Omar Toure said, whatever system of government you have, autocracy, democracy, theocracy, whatever, if it does not deliver opportunities and prosperity to the people, it will not survive. And so, because all the Afrobarometer surveys and all the other surveys they did, and in many of these surveys they added the question, do you prefer democratic government or would you support a coup d'etat? And it was frightening to notice that a lot of our young people said they would prefer to live under a military government. And so that should give us pause for thought. And that is why I said that we need a reset of our democracy. We need a reset of our economy. We need a reset of our governance. We need to make our governance accountable. And that's why I say anybody who wants to serve in public office must be prepared to account to the people. The people are tired of the corruption. They are tired of misgovernance. They are tired at the lack of opportunity. And that is why, for those of us who believe in democracy, we must continue to take the advantage of dialogues like this to see what is wrong with our implementation of democracy so that we can make a reset that makes the youth continue to have faith in democratic governance and not romanticize unconstitutional government. So these are just a few words I thought we'll talk about, but also to mention the role of the new media. We don't have the traditional TV and radios as the main source of information now. Anybody puts a camera in front of his face and can make a commentary on anything. And so there again, how do we accommodate the new media in democratic consolidation? Maybe that might be the topic for the next democracy dialogue. And I think the executive director will take note of that. But this is the little speech I wrote, and so I'll go through that and just put my points on record. On behalf of the people and government of Ghana, I extend a warm welcome to you all. And I say Akwaba, what's that, Obake, Wezon, Sandezua. I mean, all our languages have the word welcome, and I think we accommodate everybody. It is our privilege and honor to host the 2025 Democracy Dialogue. And we owe a debt of gratitude to President Goodluck Jonathan, who has been a towering pillar and whose life embodies the struggle for democracy, peace, and progress in Africa. And through this dialogue, he continues to remind us that democracy is not self-sustaining. It must be nurtured and defended. And I wish to thank all the important people who have come, President Olusegun Obasanjo, Peter Obi, and I mean too many to mention, to lend your presence to this all-important dialogue. Our theme, Why Democracy Dies, Why Democracies Die, is not a verdict but a warning. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. Around the world, democratic systems are under strain. Václav Havel, the Czech statesman, once observed, democracy is not something that occurs once for all. It must be fought for every day. That is precisely the spirit of this dialogue we're undertaking. History offers us sobering lessons. In Latin America, democracies collapsed under juntas in the 70s, but later renewal came through truth, reconciliation, and strong institutions. In Asia, South Korea and Taiwan showed how democracies can thrive alongside economic growth, while Myanmar warns of reversals when militarism overwhelms institutions. In Europe, the rise of fascism in the 1930s teaches us how despair and demagoguery can corrode democracy. In the United States, Abraham Lincoln's immortal words still echo. He says, "Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth." And yet, government of the people, by the people, for the people, survival is never guaranteed. Ghana has earned recognition as a beacon of democracy in Africa. And since 1992, we've witnessed peaceful transitions, a vibrant media, resilient civil society. But let us be candid. Some negatives in our politics threaten survival of democracy. Inequality, lack of opportunity for young people, monetization of our politics, misinformation, and all others pose grave risks to the survival of democracy. Kwame Nkrumah once warned, and I quote, he said, "Freedom is not something that one people can bestow on another as a gift. They claim it as their own, and none can keep it from them. Our people claim their freedom, but we must guard it jealously. This was Kwame Nkrumah. You could change freedom and put democracy, and it will be the same thing. So my question is, why democracies fail and why democracies die? The first one is weak institutions that fail to protect the rights of the people. The second is corruption and elite capture that erodes the trust of the people in democratic governance. The third is exclusion and inequality that alienate portions of the citizenry. The fourth is leadership deficits that squander legitimacy of governments. And the fifth is external pressures that exploit the vulnerability in democratic systems. And so, to renew democracy, we must do certain things. Of course, the first one is that we must strengthen institutions, independent courts, parliaments, and our electoral bodies. The second is that we must deliver development, because democracy without development, democracy without roads, democracy without schools, hospitals, and jobs will always be at risk.
So that's President John Dramani Mahama delivering an address on why democracies die. Ending tonight's edition of Eyewitness News, this segment, known as Point Blank, brought to you by Valex Lee's Affordable Document Management Solutions. I am Umar Rusanda Amadu. I did this show with the Jubi Afia Kentin. Technical production by Emmanuel Latte. Emmanuel also and his new media team helped us with the social media presence. It was produced by Beverly London, Corbina Wilson, and Sami Wiafe. Up next is Sister Sister with Chris Carter. Stay tuned in.
We'll defend the independence.